The player that Arsenal has been chasing for some good time, though Edu came out and said that he likes the player, but they are not in for him, has been linked to West Ham by David Austin today afternoon, and obviously they put in a bid that has been rejected by Lyon. That is Lucas Paqueta. Tielemans, obviously Leicester City have given up and they want to sell him to Arsenal, and obviously Tielemans might be joining Arsenal this week. Ben Jacobs has an update on a man who goes by the names of Tielemans to Arsenal and very many others. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Southampton are closing in a deal to sign him, and Arsenal are willing to sell him on a permanent deal. Then lastly, we're going to be talking about Nicolas Pepe agreeing a deal to go to Nice and what he did to really force that move to go through, because at Arsenal he never had clarity from the manager that he is going to be playing regular football. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Last video of the day. Obviously we are doing close to 3-4 stories, but before we go eyes, smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name as usual, and let's roll as usual. Now, Carabao Cup third round draw has taken place, and Arsenal has been drawn against Brighton, and Arsenal is going to be hosting Brighton at the Emirates. So it's not going to be an easy game, because I really believe that Mikel Arteta will bring in his B side, you get, and maybe the A side will be on the bench, and Brighton will go in to bring in their A side because they know that they can win this. So let's wait and see how this can go on at Emirates. But obviously the draw has just ended like 2-3 minutes back, and I said I can't start this video without really letting you know who Arsenal has been drawn to. Manchester United has been drawn to Aston Villa. The big one is Chelsea versus Man City. There for you, they've drawn and they're really going to face one another, obviously, and it's Man City. Is it Man City? I think Man City is going to host Chelsea. So that's how the draw went. Liverpool is going to play Derby County, so Leeds is going to play Wolverhampton Wanderers. So that's the draw so far, and let's wait and see how everything is going to go on in there. So after that, letting you know the draw about Arsenal and Brighton in the third round of the Carabao Cup. And by the way, remember on Friday we are going to do a live video when the draws of the UEFA Europa League are really being ran. You know that very well. When the draws are being ran, we are going to really go ahead and run a live feed in for you and be telling you who is in which group, who is where, and what is going to be done into this stage. So let's get into the big stories of the day as we sum up the day, and this is the last video of the day. Ben Jacobs, as usual, it's top priority for Leicester City to sell Tielemans now because they want the money. It's just whether or not Arsenal are going to pull the trigger. So it's all in the hands of Arsenal, meaning that that is the first sign of Leicester giving up to hold onto a player who doesn't want to be at their team. Then we are having a reporter known as News Blady in the for you. He's telling us that Arsenal are still the only side to hold a major interest in Tielemans, and Leicester are reportedly willing to drop his price as low as 20 million euros or 17 million pounds before the deadline day in there for you. So Leicester have now gotten to know that they are on the weak side, and it's Tielemans and Arsenal on the strong side. The player is left with just 11 months on his contract, and he's not willing to renew his contract. What do you do for him when he tells you that he wants to go? You sell him off because he wants to go, and he cannot be fooled. He cannot be fooled to go in and really sign a new contract, and then you really hold him as a slave at a club that feels like he's no longer his level. Because the fact is, Leicester, sorry, Tielemans are supposed to be playing for Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool. You get Chelsea. He has reached that level because he has been in the Premier League. He has been in the Premier League at Leicester for some good years, and he has proven he's a proven central defensive midfielder. Central defensive midfielder, he can play as an attacking midfielder, box-to-box midfielder. He has proven his worth, and obviously it's time for him to move on. At the prime of his career, 25 years of age, Tielemans playing for Leicester City, and obviously why don't you sell him? Because if at all you keep him, he's going to go out on a free. What shows that they are really willing to let him go? The Athletic today have told us that Leicester City have been looking at Leverkusen's Edmond Tapsoba for a long time, while Monaco defender Benoit Badiashile is also believed to be of interest. Now it shows you that they've given in on selling Tielemans and Wesley Fofana. Badiashile is a replacement for Wesley Fofana, and obviously Tapsoba is a replacement for Youri Tielemans. And there is another story that we did yesterday that Leicester City is really interested in James Garner of Manchester United, and they see him as an ideal replacement of Youri Tielemans, because the beauty of Youri Tielemans is he plays as a box-to-box, and if at all you want as a box-to-box midfielder, and if at all you want him to play as a city midfielder, he can, to play that single pivot, he can. And James Garner gives you all that, but Tapsoba, I really see him as a defensive midfielder. His game going forward is not all that good, and I think he's not Premier League proven, and I think they might go in for James Garner and see whether they can go in and really get him to the levels where he's supposed to be. But Brendan Rodgers has finally given up. That's why you see they are all out looking for this player to go out and then bring in replacements. And you know, as a competent team, that a very good team, good at doing transfers, before they really sell a player, they have to bring in the replacement such that they are not priced out of a move already ransomed, already paid low than what they expect to get out of the player. So that is what Leicester City is all about. They've agreed to sell Youri Tielemans to Arsenal in there for you. Then Fabrizio Romano, obviously on the Gozalo podcast, you know he's always there, I think twice a week. And when he was asked about Youri Tielemans, he told us that it's always the same, waiting for an official bid. Since May, it's up to Arsenal. We have to wait and see if they will decide to jump into it at the end of the market. It could be a strategy, or if they go for different players. But I don't believe Arsenal will go in for another different midfielder, because no midfielder Arsenal is going to go in who is cheaper than Tielemans. Obviously, the manager wants Tielemans, proven player in the Premier League, and right now, I don't believe that Arsenal is going to go in and really bring in a player who is outside the Premier League. I don't believe it. Do you know why? That player can't hit the ground running, because the Premier League is a hard league. It's better you get in a Tielemans who is cheap and proven in the Premier League, such that you are on a sure deal that is going to come in and really put in a shift. But obviously, right now you go in for a player without a preseason, you land him into that team of Arsenal. Oh my God, I think the levels will differ a lot. But Tielemans is really so much used to the Premier League, and there is nothing new that he doesn't know about the Premier League, and 100% believe he'll come in and put in a shift. But it's bending on Arsenal whether they go in to put in a bid or not. So that is what Youri Tielemans is all about, and let's wait and see whether Arsenal decides to put in a bid or not. And they're the only team that are really chasing for him. The others would have come in, but the player told everyone that I want Arsenal and only Arsenal. Now, this is the breaking story that came in from France L'Equipe that Lyon have rejected a 50 million euro bid, including bonuses from West Ham for Lucas Paqueta. The French club want 50 million pounds or 60 million euros. So that is what happened today. Remember, today, David Austin came in and told us that West Ham are really trying to pursue the deal and they're preparing a bid. The bid they submitted has been rejected by Lyon. And this is a player that Arsenal has been always chasing in, and we don't know whether the deal is really going to come in and happen and Arsenal are going to sign the player. So, and then we've been confirmed too that Lucas Paqueta representatives are currently in London to meet with multiple Premier League clubs to be ready in case an offer is accepted by Lyon. So it shows you that there are other Premier League clubs that are really wanting to pursue Lucas Paqueta. But when you're talking about Premier League clubs, why are his agents in London? Meaning that Arsenal might be back to the pursuit of Paqueta, and West Ham's bid might have really awakened them to go in and re-talk with the agents. But the agents of Lucas Paqueta are in London, to get this deal done. They want their agent to move from France to the Premier League. And obviously, there are lots of other clubs that are really here waiting to see how everything is going to go on for a team which goes by the names of Paqueta, and they are looking through to see whether a deal is possible at a side which goes by the names of West Ham and Arsenal. But Arsenal is really pushing hard. But remember, even Man City is looking at Lucas Paqueta as the ideal replacement of Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva has already agreed personal terms with a team which goes by the names of Barcelona, and obviously we expect that deal to happen too. So lots of teams are in for Paqueta, and I don't know whether Arsenal are going to go in and really get in him, because I really believe that in the positions of Paqueta, Arsenal is really full. You get? Odegaard, and Fabio Vieira. Emily Smith-Rowe can also come in and chip in through to play as a central attacking midfielder. So I really believe that the positions are really full where Paqueta can play. I really believe that the ideal sign that we believe that Arsenal is going to go on and get is Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans is a player that Arsenal is going to go in for. Pedro Neto, Arsenal will go in for him. Obviously, they'll go in for him. They are not going to sign any player in the remaining part of the window when he's not Premier League proven, because there are players that are Premier League proven who are really readily available. One will tell me that, Rokani, are you sure? We went in for Tomiyasu, yet there were right backs in the Premier League who would have come to Arsenal. And I have an answer for you that is immediate. Guess what? Max Aaron's deal failed because they wanted a lot of money. Lampati, you know that right back of Brighton, it failed because they wanted a lot of money. And Doughty had crossed from Wolves to Spurs, and obviously Arsenal had to look elsewhere. They couldn't trust Cedric Soares, and remember, by that time Ben White was playing as a central defender, so they couldn't do that. But right now they're having lots of players available in the Premier League that can cross to Arsenal. Pedro Neto and Yuri Tielemans, all of them want to join Arsenal, but they won't force a move to join Arsenal. That's it. So as things stand, it looks like lots of players are viable for Arsenal, and I see no reason for them to go in for a Lucas Paqueta who is costing £50 million, yet there is a Yuri Tielemans who is costing £25 million. And even if they pay 30, they would have saved close to £20 million, who is there, left with his contract. And even if they don't get him now, they can get him in January on a cheaper price. So I see no way Arsenal go in for Lucas Paqueta. I don't see how they go in for him. But obviously, you never know how things change. Mikel Arteta and Edu can say, all right, let's go in for him because we've sold out very many players and we have some good money with us, and we can go in for Lucas Paqueta. But Lucas Paqueta agents are in London, obviously discussing with Premier League clubs, and you never know, Arsenal might be one of those Premier League clubs that are interested into this player who goes by the names of Lucas Paqueta. And finally, what you should know about this story is that almost every club that is not in London has an office in London. Manchester United has an office in London. Man City has, because London is really the central business place. That's how I can really term it. So that is what we have about Lucas Paqueta right about now, as being reported by Elupiki. Now, Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to let us know that Southampton are pushing to sign Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Talks now in progress with Arsenal on loan with buy option. As current, Arsenal deal also included an option to extend until 2024. Saints insisting to beat competition from two other clubs, because West Ham, and Brighton, and they are close to 3 teams, I think, and Everton. They're interested in Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but it looks like Southampton are really wanting to get in this player because he's a versatile player. He can play as a right back, he can play as a central defense midfielder, he can play as a box-to-box midfielder, he can play as a right winger. He's good, but that has really prompted his career from transcending to where it's supposed to be. His trajectory is really stagnant. It cannot move because the player has a long mentality about himself. He believes that he can play in central midfield, yet every manager that has coached him has been playing him as a right back. That's why the video I did last time, I called upon onto him to go in and really do a self-discovery on himself and really make a decision. I have a friend of mine whom I told that if at all you want to penetrate, go and play right back because there is space in there for you, and he insisted in the midfield. And obviously he's off the ball because he couldn't manage and beat the competition. But when you look at Arsenal, if Ainsley had really concentrated on playing at the right back, even the likes of Tomiyasu wouldn't have been brought in, because he would have proven the manager, because I really believe he has the minerals to play the right back of Arsenal. But obviously Arsenal have now already very many players. They're fed up of him, they want him out, and they want to sell him. And the player, teams like Southampton are in for him, and let's wait and see where that is going to go in there for you. Kainak, he's a writer of Arsenal at Football London, told us that Ainsley Maitland-Niles has just 12 months left on his current contract. However, Football London understands that Arsenal retain an option to extend the deal by 12 months, giving them an advantage in potential negotiation for a deal. So let's wait and see where this deal is going to fall, because Arsenal no longer need the player and they're working on outgoings, and they want to go in and really really start to bring in players who are really new when they've really sold out the players Mikel Arteta doesn't want. Because when you're having a bloated squad, obviously you welcome dressing room trouble, because players who are not playing regularly will come in and complain. That's why Mikel Arteta said, I want a 22 fully fit man squad, and obviously he has it now. If at all he gets in Tielemans and Pedro Neto, obviously will be having in the players that he wants in at Arsenal. So that is Arsenal in there for you, but they're wanting to get some good money out of Southampton. Now let's get to the man. David Austin has gone ahead to let us know that Arsenal and Nice have now reached an agreement over Nicolas Pepe. He will join on loan for the season. No buy option. Pepe will now travel to France to undergo his medical and finalize his move. So finally, the deal of Nicolas Pepe is done. This story has been confirmed by Charles Watts, an Arsenal correspondent for Goal. You know him very well. And David Austin, you know him very well. David Austin is really that man. Is really that man who really works for the Athletic. And he's really a football correspondent, and he's really on point when he says certain things really happen. Though recently he told us that Arsenal are in for Kyle Walker-Peters, but we never saw them advancing to go in there for you. But Arsenal might have been going in for him, but obviously they really said, oh, let's not go in for him and concentrate on areas that are really so much crucial at our team, which goes by the names of Arsenal. So Nicolas Pepe is leaving for Nice, and this is what he did to get this move rolling. Nicolas Pepe, as confirmed to us by Fabrizio Romano, had to go on and reduce his salary to make his loan move to Nice possible. Nice will cover the main part of the players' wages. Pepe will undergo medical tests on Thursday, that is today or tomorrow. It depends where you're watching this video from. So Nicolas Pepe is going to undergo his medical tomorrow or today, depending on where you're watching it from, because where I am, we are already in Thursday, so it depends where you're watching this video from. So Nicolas Pepe had to take a pay cut. Remember, he earns £170,000 a week. He has taken a pay cut to go in and play and really see himself back to the levels that we saw him on, because he was really a very good player when he came in from Lille. But as I've always told people, the problem is, if you are a player and you've just been brought to a new team, you wouldn't like to see the team changing managers. Unai Emery brought him in 2019, and by the end of 2019 was sacked. Mikel Arteta came in through. Remember, this is a kind of player. Pepe is not the kind of player that Mikel Arteta wants. He wants players who really get that ball and cut inside. You get? And do the cutbacks, you get the cut-ins. But when Pepe gets the ball, he does a lot on the ball, and he's not a direct player. It takes him a lot of time to make a decision of really doing a positive move. That's what Mikel Arteta hates about him, and that's why he has not been even playing him. Yet Arsenal has been really having minutes for him to be given, but it was obvious that Pepe, you have no space here, and he threw him out of the bus. And obviously, one thing to note is that, have you known that Mikel Arteta is phasing out slowly by slowly every player that he has never brought in at Arsenal? Obviously, the only players that are here that he never bought are Kieran Tierney, Grant Xhaka, who else? Nketiah. Those are from the academy. I won't count Nketiah, I won't count Martinelli, I won't count Emily Smith-Rowe, I won't count Reece Nelson, because those are coming from the academy. But the rest of the players, look at the starting 11 of Arsenal. Ramsdale was bought by Mikel Arteta. Tomiyasu bought by Mikel Arteta. Ben White bought by Mikel Arteta. Saliba was not bought by Mikel Arteta, but Gabriel Magalhaes was bought by Mikel Arteta. Zinchenko was bought by Mikel Arteta. Thomas Partey was bought by Mikel Arteta. Odegaard bought by Mikel Arteta. Gabriel Jesus bought by Mikel Arteta. You get? Fabio Vieira, Mikel Arteta. everyone, Tomiyasu, Mikel Arteta. So he's trying to build another empire at Arsenal, and I really believe that Nicola Pepe couldn't fit into what the manager was really building at Arsenal. Thank you guys for watching again. I go by the names of Rokani David, and your reaction to the stories that I've really tackled today are welcome to the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Leicester ready to sell Tielemans to Arsenal. Lucas Paqueta agents in London to discuss his next move to the Premier League. Nice signed Nicola Pepe on loan, no buy option. He had to reduce his salary. Then Arsenal is going to play Brighton in the Carabao Cup 3rd round. Where do you think that result will go? Guys, I sign out for now. See you later. And guys, good night. Good night, guys. Tomorrow, we are starting off early because these days I've been having things that are really disturbing me. But tomorrow, I promise you, around lunchtime, we would have already kick-started off. Because, as I told you that, we are nearing the end of the transfer window. And obviously, news is coming in. And I would like to keep you updated. I don't want you guys not to be up to speed. So my work is to bring you the stories that you guys have to watch in here. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later and good night. May the Almighty Lord protect you abundantly, and I cover you all in the blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out.